I'll say our Joe and you say your Gus. Hi, I'm Joe.
Hi, I'm Gus.
And we're all Jay.
And you're watching France 24.
Their debut album sold 1 million copies and won the UK and Ireland's Mercury Prize in 2012. It recruited Miley Cyrus as a fan. Now on their third, Relaxer, Alt J are one of Britain's most successful bands. Although if you bumped into them in the street, you probably wouldn't know it. They're selling out the world's biggest stadiums. One of their stops is Paris's Accord Hotels Arena. Joe and Gus from Alt J, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, good.
Welcome to Paris. Congratulations on your third album.
Thank you.
Your first album sold 1 million. It won the Mercury Prize, amongst other prizes. You didn't have to do a lot of promo for it. The music kind of spoke for itself. How have things changed now with the third album?
I think we've established ourselves as a band with a reputation for defying people's expectations and sort of spanning a lot of genres and things. So I think we feel quite free in what we do, musically speaking. But, you know, we're still doing loads of touring and that sort of thing, aren't we? Which we love doing. Yeah. It's not, we haven't changed the way that we operate as a band, really, since the first album.
And you met at university, like more than a decade ago at Leeds University in the UK. The song Hit Me Like That Snare has the lyric, "We are dangerous teenagers." How would you describe yourselves now?
Law-abiding men in their late 20s.
I don't think any of us were particularly dangerous teenagers.
No, I was very well behaved.
Yeah, me too.
I was desperate for the positive comments, and so kind of kept my head down and worked hard.
Well, Relaxer is the name of the latest album. The opening track, 3WW.
Well, that smell of sex good like burning wood. The way we let lay clean. Two busty girls from Ponce who left a note on the
I've seen it described as Chaucer wrote a porno.
I haven't heard that, that's great.
Yeah, that's good.
Traditionally, British artists have always dealt with sex in a kind of awkward way. Being British, how do you approach writing about sex? Is it a challenge?
I think we've always had quite a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that we don't seem to be embarrassed about in our lyrics. You know?
No, it's funny. I was always embarrassed about singing in public. The act of singing, revealing yourself in that way, was always quite a daunting idea for me, and so I never sung in front of my parents. So when it actually came to writing music and writing publicly, you would then think that writing about sex would be a problem as well, but actually I kind of have this big barrier and I don't think about it when I write. I think sex is in everything that we do as people, and it kind of does sort of, it's the basis of a lot of things that we do, and so we sing about it and writing about it is fun.
It's just a body, for God's sake.
It's just body. Get over it.
And in the past, you've been influenced a lot by films and books. Was Relaxer influenced by any literature or cinema?
Yes, it was. So one of the most obvious sort of references on the album is in the song Pleader in the final track, which is sort of based on this book, How Green Was My Valley, by Richard Llewellyn. You know, it's about sort of Welsh miners in the 19th century. There's also other references, you know, to other books and films and the lyrics here and there. I think that's something that we always enjoy doing and will continue to do in our work.
And in 3WW, you also say, love is just a button we pressed, and you refer to the phrase, I love you, as 3 worn words. How autobiographical is this song?
I think actually when we write songs, we kind of, it's a way of escaping actually from real life. And often main themes of the song come about through just lonely kind of thoughts on your own. It's less autobiographical and more just you see it and it's just an opportunity to then take something further without it being about you, but about what people go through and identifying that it's a concept that everyone experiences.
What I really want to know is, have you said I love you without meaning it before?
I think I've always thought I meant it when I said it, but I think I definitely can think of times where I've realised very quickly that I didn't mean it and I shouldn't have said it.
That's good.
That's a good answer. Yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah.
Also, sometimes people say it to you like friends, and I don't really say it to my friends very much at all. I remember our old tour manager said it to me once, and I just didn't know what to do.
No.
I didn't know what to do with that phrase.
What did you say? Thank you?
Well, just sort of, I don't know. It just kind of went, you know. Yeah. It's that kind of thing, isn't it?
And the track Hit Me Like That Snare is set in a sex club. What was the... have you been to a sex club?
I haven't. Have you?
No, I haven't been in sex... I haven't... I certainly wouldn't rule it out, but as of yet, there's been no sex in a club. Yeah. Again, that's just pure fantasy. It was just a bit of a raunchy guitar riff, and I think we wanted to just let loose. And I think, being British and being quite reserved, I think as a nation, you enjoy playing with the idea of being a lot more out there with certain things. And I think this was just an exercise in.
I'm aware though that's our first ever song that we've written where I know that when family people play it in the car, they skip that song when the kids are in the car. Yeah, it's our first song like that, you know. Yeah, that's true. Tessellate, all about sex, but you can listen to it with kids. But that song, I know people are like, it's track 4. Skip this one. Yeah.
Despite writing songs set in sex clubs, in the past, you have been called geeky and boring and bland and normal, but you've also been described as one of Britain's weirdest bands and most successful. And lots of contradictions there. How much do you think about your image?
I think we think about it very little, and I think in a way that if we've made, I don't think it's a mistake that we've not thought about our image more, but I do think that if we'd come out with a stronger image or character as a band, people would have probably accepted it more. Whereas I think the fact that we just pretty much went, it's just the music, it's not us, it's just the music, and people really found that hard to deal with. The media and the press and so on, I think they really need to be told what to write a lot of the time, and because we didn't do that as far as we were concerned, that left people open to say, they're geeky, or all those things you just said, or they're boring, or...
In the past, you've collaborated with people like Miley Cyrus. Who would you like to collaborate with in the future?
We don't really think about collaborations. We think about what's best for the health of the song. And if it involves another artist, then we get on the phone and we talk to people we know, not necessarily we would like to work with.
Didn't she get in touch with you, though, Miley Cyrus?
Well, Miley Cyrus was working with Tom, our drummer. Tom was doing some remixes. So actually, that came about through Tom playing the remix over and over and over when we were writing the second album. So we ended up hearing the I'm a Female Rebel so many times that unconsciously we started writing a song around it that was in the same time signature and the same key as the remix. And then when we realised that, I think we then started thinking, well, let's get that soundbite because it's a really powerful moment. So that just happened sort of organically. With 3 One Words, for example, we had Ellie Rossell, who was from Wolf Alice, who we know, and we wanted to cast cast someone to play the character of the girls from the pool. So we used her, and she was fantastic. So in the future, who knows? We have to write the song to then know who to cast.
What can we expect then from you guys in the future?
Well, we don't really know ourselves, do we? We don't have a sort of big plan as a band. I mean, we'd like to make more albums if possible.
Yeah. I do think you should go on like Celebrity Mastermind or something.
Okay, I'll be doing that.
What would your subject be?
I think I would. I've thought about this actually. I think I'd do it on early music. I'm quite into early music, and I think that I could probably learn enough facts to give it a good go. Yeah.
Okay, well, I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.